What if I told you that superheroes exist, but they're not human? Forget comic books, capes, and fictional powers, because nature has already created real-life creatures with abilities that put even the most powerful superheroes to shame. Deep in the oceans, hidden in dense forests, and even scurrying beneath your feet, there are animals that can see in total darkness, regenerate lost limbs, survive in outer space, and even control the minds of others. These are not science fiction fantasies, they are scientifically proven superpowers of the natural world, and they challenge everything we think we know about biology. Some of these abilities seem impossible by human standards, yet they exist, hiding in plain sight, shaped by millions of years of evolution. Nature's secret weapons, the science behind animal superpowers. For centuries, scientists and explorers have marveled at the incredible adaptations animals have evolved for survival. But only recently have we begun to truly understand the hidden mechanisms behind these astonishing powers. Some creatures have evolved strength so extreme that it defies physics. Others possess natural invisibility, making them virtually undetectable. Some have cracked the code to biological immortality, potentially holding the key to human longevity. And then there are those that use mind control, yes, actual mind control, to manipulate their prey. These superpowers are not just fascinating quirks of nature, they could revolutionize medicine, technology, and even the future of humanity. Scientists are studying these extraordinary abilities to develop everything from advanced prosthetics and self-healing materials to breakthrough medical treatments that could one day allow humans to regenerate body parts or resist deadly diseases. What's coming? The most unbelievable abilities in the animal kingdom. In this video, we will dive deep into the most shocking animal superpowers ever discovered. You'll meet creatures that can punch harder than a speeding bullet, regenerate entire limbs like Wolverine, and survive the vacuum of space without breaking a sweat. We'll explore the science behind these mind-blowing abilities, uncover the astonishing evolutionary advantages they provide, and even discuss how some of these powers could be harnessed for human advancement. Prepare to be amazed as we reveal the strongest, the smartest, the deadliest, and the most bizarre creatures on Earth, each with a natural ability that defies logic and rewrites the rules of biology. Stay tuned, because what you're about to discover will change the way you see the animal kingdom forever. Strength beyond limits. Nature's most powerful creature. Strength is one of the most admired traits in the animal kingdom, but when it comes to raw power, humans don't even come close. While we may marvel at Olympic weightlifters and champion boxers, there are creatures in nature with strength so extreme that it makes human records look laughable. Some animals can lift hundreds, if not thousands, of times their own body weight, while others deliver punches so fast they generate shockwaves in water. These real-life superpowers redefine what is possible in the natural world. The dung beetle, strongest animal on Earth. At first glance, the dung beetle seems unimpressive. It's small, it spends most of its life rolling balls of animal waste, and it certainly doesn't look like a powerhouse. But don't let its size fool you. This tiny insect is, pound for pound, the strongest creature on Earth. Scientists have discovered that the Onthophagus taurus species of dung beetle can push objects more than 1,000 times its own body weight. To put that into perspective, that's like a human lifting 80 tons, the equivalent of carrying 6 fully grown African elephants on your back. What makes the dung beetle so powerful? Its exoskeleton is specially reinforced to distribute weight efficiently, and its leg muscles are disproportionately strong for its size. Unlike humans, whose strength is limited by our skeletal structure and muscle fiber density, dung beetles rely on a compact design that allows them to exert an extraordinary amount of force. Dung beetles use this strength not only to roll away their prized dung balls, which serve as both food and a place to lay their eggs, but also in fierce battles for mates. Males engage in brutal wrestling matches, using their legs and horns to flip and overpower rivals. It's a small but mighty gladiator of the insect world, proving that true strength isn't about size, it's about efficiency. The mantis shrimp, the deadliest punch in nature. If there's one animal you never want to pick a fight with, it's the mantis shrimp. Despite being only a few inches long, this marine crustacean possesses one of the most devastating weapons in the animal kingdom, a pair of club-like appendages that can strike with the speed of a bullet. Scientists have measured the speed of a mantis shrimp's punch at 50 miles per hour, 80 kilometers per hour, delivering a force of over 1,500 newtons. That's enough to break glass, shatter crab shells, and even crack open human fingers if handled incorrectly. But it gets even crazier. The sheer force of the strike causes cavitation bubbles to form in the water, a phenomenon where the pressure drops so rapidly that pockets of boiling gas appear, creating a secondary shock wave. This means that even if the mantis shrimp misses its target, the collapsing bubbles release enough energy to kill prey anyway. Essentially, this creature has figured out how to weaponize physics itself. This incredible punching ability has caught the attention of scientists and engineers, who are studying the mantis shrimp's club-like appendages for potential use in next-generation armor, military applications, and even advanced robotics. The unique structure of its limbs allows it to withstand thousands of high-impact strikes without breaking, something human-made materials still struggle to replicate. In the animal kingdom, being small doesn't mean being weak. The mantis shrimp is living proof that power comes in many forms, and sometimes, it comes in the form of a tiny underwater boxer that can punch harder than Mike Tyson. The leafcutter ant, the ultimate weightlifter. Deep in the rainforests of Central and South America, armies of leafcutter ants march in perfect formation, carrying massive pieces of leaves over their heads. If you've ever watched them at work, you will notice something incredible. Each ant is carrying a load many times its own body weight. Leafcutter ants can carry up to 50 times their own body weight, making them one of the strongest creatures relative to size. To put that into perspective, if a human had the same strength ratio, we'd be able to lift a small car over our heads. But leafcutter ants don't just rely on brute strength, they're also masters of teamwork and coordination. Each colony consists of millions of individuals, all working together with military-like precision. While some ants cut leaves, others carry them, and specialized worker ants defend the group from predators. What makes them so strong? It all comes down to their exoskeleton design and powerful jaw muscles. Their mandibles are so sharp that they function like tiny scissors, slicing through leaves with razor-sharp precision. These leaves are not food for the ants themselves, but are instead used to cultivate a special fungus, which serves as their primary food source. Scientists are fascinated by the leafcutter ant's ability to coordinate massive-scale operations with zero centralized control. Each ant follows simple rules, yet the colony as a whole functions like an efficient superorganism. This decentralized intelligence has inspired researchers studying robotics, artificial intelligence, and even human infrastructure design. These ants prove that strength isn't just about how much you can lift, it's also about how well you can work together. They are the ultimate weightlifters and engineers of the insect world. The hidden science behind extreme strength. What gives these creatures such insane levels of power? It all comes down to evolutionary specialization. Each of these animals has adapted to its environment in ways that maximize its physical potential. For the dung beetle, it's about compacting maximum strength into a tiny frame, something human engineers are still trying to replicate in micro-robotics. For the mantis shrimp, it's about leveraging physics to amplify power, a concept that has massive implications for impact-resistant materials. For the leafcutter ant, it's about precision teamwork and optimized energy efficiency, providing insights into decentralized artificial intelligence. From a scientific perspective, understanding these extreme strengths isn't just fascinating, it's practical. Research into biomechanics, material science, and robotics is already drawing inspiration from these animals, proving that nature is still far ahead of human engineering. So the next time you think about the strongest creatures on Earth, don't picture lions, bears, or gorillas. Instead, think of a beetle that can lift the weight of an elephant, a shrimp that punches like a bullet, and an ant that outperforms Olympic weightlifters every single day. Strength in nature isn't always about size. It's about evolution, adaptation, and raw power where it matters most. The masters of invisibility and camouflage, nature's disappearing act. The ability to vanish in plain sight is one of the most astonishing superpowers in the animal kingdom. For millions of years, evolution has fine-tuned certain creatures to become masters of disguise, blending seamlessly into their environments to hunt, hide, or survive against predators. Some change colors in a fraction of a second, others become practically invisible, and a few even manipulate their physical shape to slip away undetected. Unlike human stealth technology, which relies on bulky cloaking devices and high-tech materials, these animals achieve near-perfect camouflage using nothing but their biology. Scientists are still unraveling the mysteries behind these natural abilities, hoping to one day replicate them for medical, military, and technological advancements. Let's dive into the world of real-life invisibility and shape-shifting and meet the animals that have mastered the ultimate disappearing act. The cuttlefish, the ultimate shapeshifter. Among all the animals in the ocean, the cuttlefish stands out as one of the most extraordinary illusionists. This soft-bodied marine mollusk, a relative of squids and octopuses, possesses an almost supernatural ability to change its color, texture, and even shape in the blink of an eye. Unlike humans, who rely on pigment cells like melanin to determine skin color, the cuttlefish has specialized cells called chromatophores, iridophores, and leucophores. These cells work together to expand or contract different pigments, reflecting light in ways that make the cuttlefish change color almost instantly. This transformation isn't just for show. The cuttlefish uses this ability for hunting, communication, and, most importantly, survival. When stalking prey, it can blend into the seafloor, becoming virtually invisible to unsuspecting fish. When threatened, it can flash bright warning colors to confuse predators or even imitate the patterns of more dangerous creatures to avoid being attacked. Even more mind-blowing is the cuttlefish's ability to mimic textures. Using tiny muscles in its skin, it can create bumps and ridges that resemble coral, rocks, or sand, making it one of the few creatures that can change both color and texture at will. Scientists are studying cuttlefish camouflage for potential use in next-generation stealth technology, wearable invisibility cloaks, and even adaptive clothing that changes color and texture in real time. If humans could harness this ability, we might be looking at a future where invisibility becomes a reality. The glass frog, a living ghost high in the cloud forests of Central and South America, a small, almost otherworldly creature lives among the leaves, the glass frog. While most frogs use earthy tones to blend in with their surroundings, this species has taken camouflage to an entirely new level. Its skin is nearly transparent, allowing you to see its internal organs, veins, and even its beating heart through its body. This remarkable adaptation makes the glass frog one of nature's most effective disappearing acts. But how does it work? Unlike most animals, which absorb or reflect light in visible ways, the glass frog's skin allows light to pass through, reducing its visual contrast against the environment. This makes it incredibly difficult for predators, such as snakes and birds, to spot it, especially when resting on leaves. Even more fascinating, scientists have discovered that glass frogs can regulate their transparency. When sleeping, they increase the transparency of their skin by up to 61% by shifting red blood cells away from the skin's surface. This ability allows them to blend into the environment more effectively when they are most vulnerable. This unique adaptation is drawing the attention of researchers in biomedical science and stealth technology. If we can understand how glass frogs manipulate transparency at a cellular level, it could lead to advancements in invisibility coatings, medical imaging, and even materials that dynamically change visibility on command. The octopus, the genius escape artist of all the creatures that have perfected the art of vanishing, none are as versatile as the octopus. These highly intelligent cephalopods are the ultimate escape artists, capable of squeezing, shape-shifting, and disappearing in ways that seem straight out of science fiction. One of the octopus's most mind-blowing abilities is its liquid-like flexibility. Despite having no bones, its body is filled with muscle and connective tissue that allows it to squeeze through openings as small as a coin. This means that if an octopus's beak, the hardest part of its body, can fit through a gap, the rest of its body will follow. This extreme flexibility allows the octopus to escape predators, slip into tiny crevices to avoid detection, and even navigate through tight spaces inside underwater caves or shipwrecks. But that's just the beginning. The octopus is also one of the most advanced camouflage experts in the animal kingdom. Like the cuttlefish, it has chromatophores that allow it to change colors instantly, blending into its surroundings with near-perfect accuracy. Some species, like the mimic octopus, take things even further by imitating the shape and movement of other marine animals. This species has been observed mimicking venomous lionfish, deadly sea snakes, and even flatfish to avoid predators or sneak up on prey. And if camouflage isn't enough, the octopus has one final trick. It can release a cloud of ink to create a smoke screen, buying itself valuable seconds to escape from danger. This ink also contains chemicals that confuse the sense of smell in some predators, making it even harder to track the octopus down. Beyond its stealth, the octopus has other bizarre traits that set it apart from most animals. It has 3 hearts, blue blood, and can regenerate lost limbs. Scientists believe that the octopus's unique physiology and high intelligence make it one of the most alien-like creatures on Earth. How these abilities are changing science. The extraordinary camouflage and stealth abilities of these animals are more than just evolutionary marvels. They are pushing the boundaries of science, engineering, and medicine. Cuttlefish-inspired technology could lead to wearable camouflage clothing that adapts to different environments in real time. Glass frog transparency research could revolutionize medical imaging and stealth materials. Octopus flexibility is inspiring new breakthroughs in soft robotics, artificial intelligence, and flexible materials for underwater exploration. What if humans could one day change colors, become temporarily invisible, or even alter their physical form the way these creatures do? Science is already exploring ways to replicate these abilities using bioengineering, nanotechnology, and genetic modification. Nature has been perfecting invisibility and camouflage for millions of years. Now, we are just starting to catch up. These animals prove that the best magic tricks aren't found in fairy tales or movies. They exist all around us, hidden in the deepest oceans and densest forests, mastering the art of disappearing before our very eyes. Superhealing and immortality. Nature's secret to eternal life. What if the body could heal itself like a superhero? Imagine losing a limb and growing it back, or reversing aging to start life all over again. While humans rely on medicine and surgery to recover from injuries, some creatures have evolved the ultimate power, regeneration, and even biological immortality. In the natural world, there are animals that can regrow entire body parts, repair their own organs, and even escape death itself. Scientists are racing to unlock the genetic secrets behind these incredible abilities, hoping that one day, these powers could be used to reverse aging, heal human injuries, and even make death optional. Could the key to human longevity and regeneration already exist in nature? Let's explore the real-life superheroes of healing and immortality. The axolotl, regenerating body parts like Wolverine. Deep in the lakes of Mexico, a strange and almost alien-looking creature swims beneath the surface. Meet the axolotl, a species of salamander that possesses one of the most powerful regenerative abilities in the animal kingdom. Unlike humans, who form scars after an injury, the axolotl can fully regenerate lost limbs, spinal cord segments, heart tissue, and even parts of its brain. If an axolotl loses a leg, it simply grows back, a perfectly functional replica with nerves, muscles, and bones intact. What makes this ability even more astonishing is that it doesn't deteriorate with age. While most animals lose regenerative capacity as they grow older, axolotls retain this power throughout their entire lives. Scientists believe this is due to their unique ability to reactivate embryonic development genes, allowing them to regenerate tissues in ways humans can only dream of. But why does this matter for us? Researchers are studying the axolotl's genetic blueprint to understand how it triggers full body regeneration. The hope is that one day, humans may be able to regrow lost limbs, repair damaged organs, and even regenerate spinal cord injuries. Could this be the breakthrough needed to cure paralysis? If scientists can decode the axolotl's abilities, human regeneration may no longer be science fiction. The Turritopsis dohrnii, the immortal jellyfish. What if instead of dying, your body could simply reverse time and start over? This is exactly what the Turritopsis dohrnii, known as the immortal jellyfish, has achieved. This tiny, almost transparent jellyfish has defied the laws of aging and biological death. Unlike most creatures that weaken and die as they grow older, the immortal jellyfish has found a loophole in nature. It can revert itself back to its juvenile state whenever it faces danger or stress. Here's how it works. When faced with starvation, injury, or aging, the jellyfish undergoes a process called transdifferentiation, where its adult cells transform back into their earliest form, essentially resetting its biological clock. Instead of dying, it becomes young again, starting its life cycle over and over. This process can theoretically continue indefinitely, making it the only known creature that can achieve biological immortality. Scientists are fascinated by this discovery because it could hold the key to reversing aging in humans. If we can understand how the jellyfish reprograms its cells, it could lead to breakthroughs in cell regeneration, anti-aging treatments, and even potential cures for degenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Is immortality possible for humans? While we are far from achieving what this jellyfish can do, the secrets to stopping aging may already be swimming in our oceans. The planarian flatworm, the ultimate self-clone. Imagine being able to cut yourself in half and grow into two separate versions of yourself. It sounds impossible, but in the microscopic world of nature, the planarian flatworm does exactly that. This tiny, seemingly simple creature has one of the most advanced regenerative abilities ever recorded. If a planarian flatworm is cut into multiple pieces, each fragment will grow into a fully formed, independent worm, essentially cloning itself. Scientists have conducted experiments where a single planarian was cut into 20 pieces, and within weeks, all 20 pieces regenerated into identical worms. This means that one worm can create an entire army of clones, each carrying the exact genetic material of the original. What's even more bizarre is that these worms don't age in the traditional sense. Unlike humans, which experience cellular deterioration over time, planarians show no signs of biological aging. They can replace old cells indefinitely, essentially making them functionally immortal. This discovery has major implications for human medicine and organ regeneration. Scientists are studying how planarians control their stem cells, the same cells that allow them to rebuild entire bodies, to see if similar techniques could be applied to human tissue regeneration. Could this mean that one day, humans could regrow lost organs, repair severe injuries, or even extend lifespan indefinitely? While the research is still in its early stages, the potential is both thrilling and unsettling. The future of human healing and immortality. The idea of regrowing limbs, reversing aging, and escaping death has been explored in myths and legends for centuries, but these animals prove that nature has already perfected the science. The axolotl shows us that full-body regeneration is biologically possible. The immortal jellyfish proves that aging can be reversed, and the planarian flatworm reveals that cloning and continuous regeneration are already happening in nature. The question now is, can humans harness these abilities for medical advancements? Scientists are already working on regenerative medicine, stem cell therapies, and anti-aging treatments inspired by these creatures. If research continues at this pace, it may not be long before humans gain the ability to repair their own bodies, regrow lost limbs, and extend their lifespan far beyond what we once thought possible. But this raises an even bigger question: should we? If humans could stop aging, regenerate their bodies, and essentially live forever, what would that mean for the future of humanity? Would eternal life be a blessing or a curse? One thing is clear: nature has already found ways to achieve immortality and regeneration. Now, it's only a matter of time before we unlock these secrets for ourselves. The age of human superpowers may be closer than we think. Deadly toxins and biological weapons, nature's most lethal creatures in the animal kingdom, strength and speed are useful survival tools, but there's one defense that is far more terrifying: deadly toxins. While some creatures rely on sharp teeth or brute force, others have developed chemical weapons so powerful that they can kill in seconds. These biological weapons come in many forms: paralytic venoms, neurotoxic stings, and skin secretions so lethal that a single drop could wipe out an entire village. Some of these creatures carry poisons that are thousands of times stronger than cyanide, and yet, in a fascinating twist, science is using their deadly compounds to develop life-saving drugs and advance medical treatments. Let's uncover the world's most dangerous animals, armed with nature's deadliest biochemical weapons. The blue-ringed octopus, one of the deadliest creatures on Earth. Beneath the shallow coastal waters of the Pacific and Indian Oceans lurks a creature no bigger than a golf ball, yet it carries enough venom to kill 26 adult humans within minutes. Meet the blue-ringed octopus, a stunning yet deadly marine predator known for its vibrant blue warning rings that flash when threatened. Unlike most octopuses, which rely on ink clouds and camouflage to escape predators, the blue-ringed octopus packs a neurotoxin so powerful that it shuts down the nervous system almost instantly. Its venom, called tetrodotoxin, is 1,000 times more potent than cyanide. Here's how it works. When the octopus bites, it injects venom that blocks nerve signals, causing total paralysis. Within minutes, the victim experiences muscle numbness, difficulty breathing, and eventually, complete respiratory failure. What makes this toxin particularly terrifying is that victims remain fully conscious but are unable to move or cry for help. There is no known antidote for blue-ringed octopus venom. The only chance of survival is immediate artificial respiration until the toxin wears off. But here's the twist. Scientists are now studying tetrodotoxin for its potential use in pain management. Since this venom can completely block nerve signals, researchers are investigating whether it could be developed into non-addictive painkillers far more effective than opioids. It's a chilling paradox. A creature capable of causing instant death may hold the key to treating chronic pain. The cone snail kills in seconds. Imagine a predator that doesn't chase, doesn't fight, and doesn't struggle. It simply injects a deadly venom faster than a bullet and waits for its victim to drop. This is the hunting strategy of the cone snail, one of the ocean's most efficient and terrifying killers. Found in tropical waters, these beautiful but deadly snails have a unique method of capturing prey. Instead of chasing fish or crabs, they use a harpoon-like tooth to inject a venom so powerful that it can instantly paralyze and kill. Scientists have identified over 200 different toxins in cone snail venom, many of which target the nervous system with extreme precision. Some of these compounds cause instant paralysis, while others block pain signals, effectively numbing the victim before death. One species, the geography cone snail, is particularly infamous. It has earned the nickname, cigarette snail, because its venom is so fast-acting that victims have just enough time to smoke a cigarette before they die. There is no known antidote to a cone snail sting. Death can occur within hours, and even the smallest sting can cause respiratory failure, muscle paralysis, and fatal convulsions. However, in another unexpected turn, scientists are now using cone snail venom to develop powerful painkillers. Some of these compounds have been found to be 1,000 times stronger than morphine but without the addictive side effects. This is yet another example of nature's paradox. What is designed to kill can also be used to heal. The poison dart frog, the most toxic animal known in the dense rainforests of Central and South America, tiny creatures no larger than a coin carry one of the most potent natural poisons on Earth. These are the poison dart frogs, whose vivid colors warn predators that even touching them could be a fatal mistake. But don't be fooled by their small size. One golden poison dart frog carries enough toxin to kill 10 adult humans. The poison, called batrachotoxin, is so lethal that it can shut down the nervous system almost instantly, causing cardiac arrest within minutes. Indigenous tribes of Colombia have long used poison dart frog secretions to coat the tips of their blowgun darts, making their weapons instantly lethal. The toxins enter the bloodstream through even the smallest wound, ensuring that any animal, or human, hit by the dart doesn't survive for long. Unlike venoms, which are injected through bites or stings, poison dart frogs don't need to attack to be deadly. Their toxin is secreted through their skin, meaning that simply touching one of these frogs could be fatal. But where does their poison come from? Unlike snakes or spiders, poison dart frogs don't produce their own toxins. Instead, their diet, consisting of ants, mites, and beetles, contains toxic compounds, which are stored in the frog's skin. This means that frogs raised in captivity without their natural diet are completely harmless. Scientists are now studying batrachotoxin to understand how it interacts with nerve cells. If we can unlock its secrets, it may lead to the development of highly targeted painkillers, nerve-blocking agents, and even treatments for heart conditions. The dark side of nature's chemical warfare. What makes these creatures so terrifying is that their toxins act with incredible speed and efficiency. While humans have spent centuries developing chemical weapons, nature perfected them long ago. The blue-ringed octopus carries a venom that paralyzes its victims within minutes, with no known cure. The cone snail strikes with a harpoon-like tooth, injecting venom that kills faster than a gunshot. And the poison dart frog holds a chemical so potent that a single touch can end a life. Yet, despite their deadly nature, these creatures are now at the center of some of the most groundbreaking medical discoveries in modern science. Their toxins, once feared, may soon be used to treat pain, develop non-addictive painkillers, and revolutionize neurobiology. This leads to a profound realization: the most dangerous animals on Earth may also be the key to unlocking some of humanity's greatest medical advancements. Nature has a way of balancing destruction with creation, and as science continues to unravel the secrets behind these toxins, one thing is certain: what we fear the most may one day save lives. Mind control and manipulation. Nature's ultimate puppet master. In the world of science fiction, the idea of mind control is often portrayed as something futuristic, a technology that only exists in the realm of fantasy. But in the animal kingdom, mind control is very real. Some creatures have evolved the ability to manipulate, control, and even hijack the brains of others. This is not magic or myth, this is nature's biological warfare at its finest. Some creatures inject neurotoxins that turn their prey into mindless slaves, others release chemical compounds that hijack behavior, and a few have developed psychological deception tactics so sophisticated that they trick other species into raising their offspring. Scientists are just beginning to understand these bizarre and terrifying abilities, and their research has led to some disturbing questions. Could something similar influence human behavior? Let's explore the real-life creatures that have mastered the dark art of mind control. The emerald cockroach wasp, a real-life zombie maker. Most predators kill their prey outright, but the emerald cockroach wasp has developed a far more sinister method of attack. Rather than simply eating its victim, it takes control of its brain, turning it into a zombie slave. This dazzling metallic green wasp is no ordinary hunter. Instead of paralyzing or killing a cockroach outright, it uses a highly targeted venom injection to hijack its victim's nervous system. The wasp's sting doesn't kill the cockroach, instead, it alters its behavior. The venom blocks specific neurotransmitters in the cockroach's brain, rendering it incapable of initiating movement on its own. The cockroach is still alive, but it no longer has control over its own body. At this point, the wasp grabs the cockroach by its antennae, leading it like a leash-controlled puppet into a burrow. There, the wasp lays its eggs inside the cockroach's body, sealing it inside the underground chamber. Over the next few days, the wasp larvae hatch and slowly eat the cockroach from the inside out, keeping it alive just long enough to serve as a fresh meal. It sounds like something out of a horror movie, but it's a perfectly evolved survival strategy. The wasp doesn't waste energy chasing prey or carrying food, it simply turns a living cockroach into a mobile incubator. What makes this even more unsettling is that scientists are now studying the wasp's venom for its potential applications in neurobiology. If this venom can selectively disable specific behaviors in insects, could a similar compound be used in the future to control neurological disorders, suppress fear, or even influence human decision-making? We may not be at risk of becoming zombie slaves just yet, but this discovery raises some unsettling ethical questions about how much control chemicals can have over behavior. The Ophiocordyceps fungus, the zombie ant parasite. While the emerald cockroach wasp turns its victims into obedient slaves, the Ophiocordyceps fungus takes mind control to an entirely new level. This parasitic fungus doesn't just manipulate its host, it completely takes over its body and forces it to do its bidding. Ophiocordyceps is sometimes called the zombie ant fungus because of its horrifying ability to control the minds of ants. When an ant comes into contact with fungal spores, the fungus enters its body and begins spreading through its system. Within days, the fungus reaches the ant's brain and begins releasing mind-altering chemicals. The infected ant starts displaying strange, unnatural behaviors, wandering aimlessly, climbing to high places, and latching onto leaves or branches in a death grip. Once the ant has reached an optimal height, the fungus kills its host and sprouts a long stalk from the ant's body, releasing more spores that rain down on other ants below, infecting him as well. This terrifying cycle of infection, control, and death has earned the fungus the nickname, the Puppet Master. What makes this even more disturbing is that scientists have found similar fungi that infect other insects, and even some that alter the behavior of mammals. Could this mean that certain microbes or fungi have the potential to influence human behavior? Some researchers have suggested that certain parasites in the human body might affect mood, risk-taking behavior, and even personality. One example is Toxoplasma gondii, a parasite found in cat feces that can infect humans. Some studies suggest that people infected with this parasite take more risks, have slower reaction times, and may even exhibit behavioral changes. While the idea of fungal mind control in humans is still speculative, the fact remains, nature has already created organisms that can hijack the brain. The question is, how much of our own behavior is truly under our control? The cuckoo bird, a master of psychological deception. While parasites and toxins control behavior through biological manipulation, some animals use psychological deception to get what they want. The cuckoo bird is one of the most infamous con artists in the animal kingdom, using trickery and manipulation to exploit other species for its own gain. Unlike most birds, cuckoos don't build nests or raise their own young. Instead, female cuckoos lay their eggs in the nests of other birds, fooling them into raising the cuckoo's offspring as their own. This strategy is called brood parasitism, and it is one of the most brilliant examples of deception in nature. Here's how it works. A female cuckoo watches carefully as another bird builds a nest. Once the host bird lays its eggs, the cuckoo sneaks in, removes one of the host's eggs, and replaces it with its own. The unsuspecting host bird continues incubating the eggs, completely unaware that one of them isn't its own. When the cuckoo chick hatches, it pushes the other eggs or hatchlings out of the nest, ensuring that it gets all the food and attention from the foster parents. The host bird, unable to recognize the trick, continues feeding and caring for the cuckoo chick, even as it grows much larger than its siblings. This level of deception is so advanced that cuckoo eggs often mimic the color and pattern of the host's eggs, making detection even harder. Over time, host birds have developed counter-strategies to recognize cuckoo eggs, but in response, cuckoos have evolved even better mimicry skills, a biological arms race of deception. Psychologists studying deceptive behaviors in humans have looked at the cuckoo's strategy as an example of how manipulation can evolve over time. Could this suggest that deception, trickery, and even manipulation are ingrained survival tactics, not just in animals, but in humans as well? The cuckoo's behavior shows that mind control doesn't always require chemicals or parasites. It can be achieved through pure psychological manipulation. The dark science of mind control in nature, from venomous zombie wasps to fungi that turn ants into puppets, and birds that manipulate others into raising their young, mind control in the animal kingdom is both disturbing and fascinating. What's even more unsettling is that scientists are now studying how these biological mind control methods work, leading to research into neurobiology, behavior modification, and even potential applications in medicine. Could we one day harness the ability to influence behavior the way these creatures do? What ethical dilemmas would arise if we learned to control emotions, suppress fear, or even alter decision-making processes in humans? Nature has already perfected the science of manipulation. The question now is, how far will humans go in unlocking its secrets? Extreme survival abilities. Nature's ultimate survival. Survival in the natural world isn't just about strength, speed, or intelligence. Some creatures have evolved extreme survival abilities that push the limits of biology, allowing them to withstand conditions that would kill nearly every other living thing on Earth. From tiny organisms that can survive the vacuum of space to animals that freeze solid and come back to life, these creatures have unlocked biological secrets that scientists are just beginning to understand. Could their adaptations hold the key to cryogenic preservation, extreme climate survival, or even human space travel? Let's explore some of the most indestructible creatures on the planet. The tardigrade, the indestructible micro-animal. It may be microscopic, but the tardigrade, often called the water bear, is one of the toughest organisms on Earth. Despite being smaller than a grain of sand, this tiny creature can survive in the most extreme conditions imaginable, environments where no other animal could hope to exist. Tardigrades have been found living in the deepest parts of the ocean, in scorching deserts, on icy mountaintops, and even in the vacuum of space. In 2007, scientists sent tardigrades into low Earth orbit, exposing them to deadly levels of radiation, freezing temperatures, and complete oxygen deprivation. When the tardigrades were brought back to Earth, many of them were still alive. Some even laid eggs, proving that they had survived the harshness of space completely unprotected. How do they do it? Their secret lies in a process called cryptobiosis, a survival mechanism that allows them to shut down their metabolism completely when faced with extreme conditions. When exposed to drought, radiation, or freezing temperatures, tardigrades lose almost all their body water and enter a state of suspended animation. In this dried out state, they can endure decades without food or water. Once they are exposed to moisture again, they rehydrate, restart their metabolism, and return to life as if nothing happened. Scientists are now studying tardigrades to understand how the DNA repairs itself after radiation exposure, hoping to apply this knowledge to space travel, medical treatments, and even human cryopreservation. Could their resilience one day help humans survive on Mars or beyond? The wood frog freezes solid and comes back to life. While most animals would die instantly if their blood turned to ice, the wood frog has evolved an incredible ability. It can freeze solid in the winter and then thaw itself back to life in the spring. Found in North America, this small frog endures some of the harshest winters on Earth. Temperatures in its habitat can drop to 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 62 degrees Celsius, but instead of migrating or burrowing underground, the wood frog embraces the cold in a way no other vertebrate can. As the temperature drops, the frog stops breathing, its heart ceases to beat, and its organs shut down. Ice crystals form inside its body, completely freezing its tissues and turning it into what appears to be a lifeless block of ice. But come spring, something miraculous happens. The frog defrosts, its heart begins beating again, and it hops away as if nothing happened. The secret lies in its natural antifreeze. Before freezing, the wood frog's liver releases massive amounts of glucose into its bloodstream, preventing ice from forming inside its cells. Instead, the ice forms only in the spaces between cells, protecting vital organs from damage. Scientists are now studying this frog for its potential applications in cryogenic medicine. If humans could learn to freeze and safely thaw organs the way the wood frog does, it could revolutionize organ transplantation, space travel, and even human hibernation. Could this be the first step toward long-term space colonization? If we could induce hibernation-like states in humans, it might one day make interstellar travel possible. The kangaroo rat never needs to drink water in the scorching deserts of North America, where water is almost non-existent. One small rodent has evolved to survive without ever taking a single sip of water. The kangaroo rat has mastered the art of extreme water conservation, thriving in environments where most animals would quickly die of dehydration. Unlike other desert creatures that rely on finding occasional water sources, the kangaroo rat extracts every drop of moisture it needs from the seeds it eats. Its body is so efficient at water retention that it never needs to drink water in its entire lifetime. The secret lies in its ultra-efficient kidneys. While human kidneys filter out excess water and produce urine to remove waste, the kangaroo rat's kidneys concentrate urine to an extreme degree, producing waste with almost zero water loss. To put it into perspective, a kangaroo rat's urine is 5 times more concentrated than that of a camel. This means that while humans lose a significant amount of water every time they urinate, the kangaroo rat barely loses any at all. Even its breathing helps it conserve water. Unlike humans, who lose moisture every time they exhale, the kangaroo rat has specialized nasal passages that recapture moisture before it escapes. This allows it to breathe without losing valuable water, a trait that could inspire new innovations in human water conservation. Scientists are particularly interested in how the kangaroo rat's kidneys could inspire better water filtration systems. If we could design water recycling technology based on this tiny desert survivor, it could help us preserve drinking water in drought-stricken areas and even make life possible on planets with limited water resources. Nature's ultimate survivors and the future of human adaptation. The tardigrade can survive the vacuum of space, boiling water, and radiation that would kill every other known life form. The wood frog has unlocked the secret of freezing and thawing itself back to life, a process that could revolutionize medical cryogenics. The kangaroo rat has evolved to never drink water, demonstrating biological efficiency that could change water conservation strategies for future generations. These creatures prove that survival in extreme conditions is possible, and scientists are racing to understand how these abilities might one day be applied to humans. Could tardigrade-like radiation resistance help astronauts survive deep space missions? Could the wood frog's freeze-thaw mechanism allow humans to enter a state of hibernation for long-duration space travel? Could the kangaroo rat's ultra-efficient kidneys inspire water conservation technology for future generations? Nature has already solved some of the biggest challenges that humans are still struggling with. The question now is, how long before we catch up? One thing is clear. If humans ever hope to survive beyond Earth, we may need to take a few lessons from nature's ultimate survivors. The natural world is full of extraordinary creatures with abilities that seem almost supernatural. From animals with incredible strength and camouflage to those with mind control powers, deadly toxins, and even biological immortality, nature has already perfected the kind of extreme adaptations that humans can only dream of. These abilities are not just fascinating. They are pushing the boundaries of science, medicine, and technology. As researchers continue to study and decode these natural superpowers, we are on the brink of discoveries that could redefine the future of human evolution. Recap: the most mind-blowing superpowers in nature. We've explored some of the most astonishing adaptations found in the animal kingdom. These creatures don't just survive in their environments, they dominate them using abilities that defy logic. Some animals possess unbelievable strength, like the dung beetle, which can push objects 1,000 times its body weight, or the mantis shrimp, whose punch is powerful enough to create shockwaves in water. Others rely on stealth and invisibility, such as the cuttlefish, which can change color and texture instantly, or the glass frog, whose transparent skin makes it nearly invisible. Then there are creatures that cheat death itself. The axolotl can regrow entire limbs and even parts of its brain, while the immortal jellyfish can reverse its aging process, essentially starting life over. The tardigrade, one of the most resilient organisms on Earth, can survive in space, in boiling water, and at absolute zero. And let's not forget the biological weapons used by some of nature's deadliest creatures. The blue-ringed octopus carries a neurotoxin 1,000 times more powerful than cyanide, while the cone snail injects venom faster than a bullet, capable of killing within seconds. The poison dart frog holds enough toxin in its skin to kill 10 humans, all from a single touch. Even more chilling are the mind control experts of nature. The emerald cockroach wasp turns its prey into a zombie slave, while the Ophiocordyceps fungus infects ants, forcing them to spread its spores before ultimately killing them. The cuckoo bird may not use venom or parasites, but it is a master manipulator, tricking other birds into raising its young. These are not myths or science fiction, they are real creatures, with real superpowers. The future. How these abilities could change medicine, technology, and space travel. Scientists aren't just fascinated by these abilities, they are actively working to harness them for human benefit. Take the regenerative powers of the axolotl. Researchers believe that understanding its genetic secrets could one day allow humans to regrow lost limbs, repair spinal cord injuries, and even heal damaged brain tissue. The extreme resilience of the tardigrade is providing clues on how humans might survive the harsh conditions of deep space travel. Imagine a future where astronauts are able to withstand radiation and extreme temperatures, just like these microscopic organisms. The venom of deadly creatures like the cone snail is already being studied for its potential to create new, non-addictive painkillers that are stronger than morphine. Similarly, scientists believe that studying the blue-ringed octopus's neurotoxin could help develop treatments for neurological disorders, such as epilepsy or Alzheimer's. Even the deceptive strategies of the cuckoo bird are providing insights into the psychology of manipulation and social behavior. Understanding these tactics could help decode human deception, improve AI learning models, and even prevent fraud. The applications are endless. Military defense, medicine, engineering, and even space exploration could all be transformed by what we learn from these remarkable creatures. Could we one day use these animal abilities in humans? The biggest question now is, can we, or should we, try to replicate these abilities in humans? Advancements in genetic engineering and biotechnology are already making it possible to edit DNA, enhance human abilities, and even introduce traits from other species into our own biology. Could humans one day develop self-healing abilities like the axolotl, or enhanced vision like the mantis shrimp? Some scientists believe that by using gene editing tools like CRISPR, we may eventually be able to give humans the ability to regenerate lost tissue, resist diseases, or even withstand extreme environments like space or deep-sea exploration. But this raises ethical questions. If we could enhance human strength, intelligence, or resilience, would we be creating an entirely new kind of species, one that is no longer fully human? Would it be right to modify the human body in ways that blur the line between nature and technology? These are the questions future generations will have to answer. What is certain is that nature has already figured out solutions to some of humanity's biggest challenges. The more we learn from these real-life superpowered creatures, the closer we may come to unlocking the full potential of our own biology. Final call to action. Which animal superpower amazed you the most? The world is full of incredible creatures with abilities beyond imagination. As scientists continue to study, adapt, and innovate based on these biological marvels, who knows what the future holds? Now, we want to hear from you. Which animal superpower amazed you the most? Would you rather have the camouflage of a cuttlefish, the strength of a mantis shrimp, or the regeneration of an axolotl? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into nature's most extraordinary abilities, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more mind-blowing content. There's still so much left to discover about the incredible world around us,